Hi, I'm Steve. Welcome to the Patio Heat channel, where we create visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for outdoor comfort. Our one-on-one customer support helps you make the best decisions for your applications. We strive to earn your business. Visit our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Now let's get heating. All right, so we have this residential application. We can see we have some bar stool seating over here, dining table here, and then just a casual seating over here. There is a sliding door that goes left to right here, and then you can see we have these beams going across here, which we are going to look at the overall dimensions of. So overall dimensions of the entire space that we're looking at is 17 feet by 16 feet here. We have a height here of about 6'10" to the lower section of this cross beam coming across here, and then the top edge of that is 7'9" to the finished floor here. Also, just to mention, we have a center on these beams at 1'4" 3/4", but an opening here of 1'1" 7/8". So we're going to take a look at that in a few minutes, and I have these all evenly distanced apart from each other, so you can see that. Anything else? I think that's about it for right now. Let's go ahead and look at some options. Number one, customer mentioned they wanted to place the heaters between these beams, and so the issue I have with that is that I cannot place a heater between the beams and still meet the clearances to combustibles above the heater. Even if I have the heater at the same elevation as the bottom edge of the beams, the bottom edge of the heater, I'm still not able to meet those clearances here. You can see that I'm actually coming into that beam by about 2 inches on each side. So this is not something that we can recommend. And also, in that being said, even if we could, they're going to be offset from each other a little bit as well. So something just to think about. Now, you can move one of these beams to the right or to the left, or move both beams on either side a few inches to the right and a few inches to the left, and then you can meet those clearances. However, at this point, this will not work. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that off and look at the other option, which would be placing the heaters below the beams. And so what I have here is basically I have one here in the center of the patio, and then just about let's go ahead and look at the distance here. Apart, we have at 4'5" 5/8" to the center of each heater. And that's the second heater here and the third heater over here. Now, I did this only because I wanted to keep it uniform or equally spaced within the span itself. Now, you could move this heater to the right, this heater to the left, but the crossover rate isn't going to be as well as I would like, so that's why I'm placing them this configuration. Also, just to mention, the end of the heater to the end of the beam going across here I have at 2 feet, and you can go ahead and look at the clearances below. We need 18 inches, so 2 feet is plenty of clearance there, but I'm trying to get it more so that it's centered over the seating position of the dining table, as well as I'm looking at, how am I going to get this heated as well. So something just to think about. There could be options of moving the heaters slightly in order to achieve a better footprint of heat. Let's go ahead and look at the clearance above, 6 inches, using the OEM bracket pointed straight down to the ground, so that's not an issue there whatsoever. So let me go ahead and turn that off and turn off the clearances, and then go ahead and look at the footprint of heat. So footprint of heat, you can see that this is a really good footprint of heat. Now I'm going to go ahead and just show you what that would look like if we moved it over. So this would be a decision that you'd have to make on your own, but if we move each one of these over, then this might be acceptable as well. And this over here, you can see that we're not really hitting this chair here properly, so that might be something where we move this over, so that we're just at that 18-inch clearance mark. So I'm going to go with 5 inches here. Let's see, I think that's proper. Let's go ahead and look at the clearance below. So yeah, we're still at that clearance, and now we're getting a little bit better coverage on that bar stool seating height. Now, If this is primarily just above this bar stool seating height, you may want this to be a 3,000 watt unit, not a 4,000 watt unit, because of the intensity that you are. Like here we have the model standing, you're going to be sitting much higher, and so therefore you're going to be closer to the unit and feel much hotter, kind of like you're roasting underneath that heater with it in this position here. But you can see we get a pretty good, decent coverage, I would say, but we're wasting some heat out here as well. I don't like that, and so that's kind of why I went with the original layout where I had them closer in, so we're really utilizing all that heat as much as possible. Now, looking at the bench here, we are not able to heat that with the heaters sitting the way they are right now, so the only way we can do that is by placing an additional unit over here. I have it centered over the bench seating here itself. Let me just turn off the rays for a second here, but I have it centered over the bench, and I have it at, I believe, 24 inches to the center of the heater at from here to the wall. So you can see on the outside edge here, I have it marked here at what is that, 1 foot 10 inches, so it's 24 inches to the center point of the bracket. Now, the other thing to think about is these brackets are adjustable, so there is a guide within the center of the top of the heater where this bracket, the set of brackets can slide back and forth, and you can match up the mounting position for your beams based on the manufacturer's recommendations with regards to how far to the left and right you can go. So keep that in mind, and let's go ahead and look at that footprint of heat again. So now you can see that we're covering this seating area just perfectly fine. You can also see that I have these chairs all pulled out left and right here, and that's because you can see that the ray is penetrating those seating positions just fine as well. So something to think about. So these would be 4,000, 4,000, and 4,000 watt units. This is potentially a 4,000 if it's out over here or closer to the seating position. Maybe you want to go with the 3,000 watt unit just because of the intensity for bar stool seating height. All right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you would like us to review your plans, please send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve. Please tap that like button. We don't advertise, we're not monetized. YouTube does not promote us in any way unless we receive a thumbs up from our viewers, and we truly appreciate that. Thank you. Have an excellent day.